So this is a very interesting panel because we have, all our speakers are from a different, space in the ecosystem. And Akash, I would want to start with you, and that too because you work, with the producers directly. So would want to first, if you can tell us about the work you do with, the GI tagged products and how your experience has been.
Right. So I work with tribal farmers in a region called Dantewada, based in south of Chhattisgarh. And this region, in fact, is actually known as a source of origin of a family of rice varieties called Aus varieties. So Aus, yeah, AUS. So short duration, upland kind of rice varieties actually originated in the south of Chhattisgarh and south of Odisha, Bastar region and Malkangiri and Koraput region of Odisha. And what we've been trying to do is, while these communities, the tribal communities of our area, have been growing these heirloom varieties of rice and millets and pulses for a very long period of time, their value was not recognized, right? So, for example, there is a variety called as Lokti Machi, named after a specific fly because of the appearance of a paddy grain. That variety has a very unique aroma. So, while the world now knows basmati, there are many such traditional aromatic rice varieties. But this particular variety is also rich in zinc, iron, manganese and magnesium, right? So it not only has aroma, but also has unique nutritional characters. Similarly, there is a variety called as Gudma, which has very good medicinal, anti-cancer, anti-inflammation properties. The variety has been used by traditional healers for a very long period of time. And then recently, a university from Chhattisgarh and BARC found out those scientific, in their scientific studies, that these characters actually are there and verified by the scientific community. So what we've been trying to do is, how do we bring about such unique varieties and crops and pulses and millets being grown by the community, connect them to the external markets so that the farmers continue growing them and conserve them. Yeah.
Okay. And so before I move on to the other speakers, just are these also products GI tagged?
We are under the process. So Lokti Machi, there is a variety called Chikma. So Chikma is a 45 to 50 days duration crop, has the enriched protein content compared to normal millets. So there are products like these. We are under the process. We have filed applications for GI registration for these products. And, we are trying to derive value for them.
Okay, yeah, thanks. Ambuj, usually we hear, all of us have heard about stories of struggling artisans and how we should buy because we want to support them, right? So can you talk a bit about, your work at Taneira, because it seems to be very purpose-led because you're working directly with them to offer them livelihoods. So, please do tell us about this work that you're doing to support them and also contemporarize those products for urban audience.
Yeah. Thank you, Sonal, and thank you for having me. I think it's a great platform for promoting GI products, and we heard some amazing and such passionate, appeal by Amitabhji. So I think there's a lot of work to do. I'll just talk about Taneira. So Taneira is the youngest brand from Titan Company, and it's in the women's ethnic wear space. And Taneira, through its over 80 stores and online, offers design differentiated saris and other ready-to-wear products which are made from pure and natural fibers and are sourced from over 100 weaving clusters of the country. We celebrate and we aim to preserve the rich and diverse textile crafts of the country, the craftsmanship and the creative genius of our weavers. At Taneira, we try to bring the best of India under one roof. And a lot of these weaving clusters are, most of them are already GI certified and GI registered. So we are in the process of we have already filed a lot of applications for getting what we sell at Taneira GI tags for those products. And while we celebrate the weavers, we are also aware and mindful of the fact that the weavers are facing many challenges. So whether it is power loom is taking over hand loom, synthetic fibers are taking over natural fibers, and Then weavers' working condition remains very pathetic. And the second generation of weavers, the next generation, I mean, they don't want to take up this role. And a lot of weavers are also opting out, and they are because of lack of work. So to address all these challenges, we came up with a program called Weaver Shala. Now, Weaver Shala is a program where we upgrade the infrastructure of the weavers' workplace, and we provide them with safe and hygienic environment for them to work. And also we upgrade their design capabilities through our designers, in-house designers who are graduates from NIFT and NID. Yeah. So, and when we do this, we have 18 such centers across the country, and where we are also, by doing this, what we've also found that a lot of women are now participating in this activity, and so a lot of women are getting into weaving because they find a very safe and hygienic workplace, and they are also contributing to the cause. So we are very proud of this initiative that we have taken, and we are soon we will have a lot of GI products, GI tagged products selling out of our stores.
Okay, so I believe the products are already there, but only the tags will come.
Yeah,
eventually.
and we source directly from the weavers, and we go directly from to the origin.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ambuj, there was this video about Weaver Shala. Shall we play that?
Yeah, if you can.
Yeah? Can we have the video now? So thanks, Ambuj, for the video. Actually, the video spoke. I mean, we actually saw what you were saying. So, Anuj, moving on to you. ITC, one of the largest FMCG majors in the country, yet you are also working with GI tagged products, right? And considering like mostly all the big companies usually want volumes and scale. So can you please talk about your journey there?
Yeah, so Hi, first of all, good morning and thanks for having me here. Actually, in the process of preparing for this panel, I learned quite a lot, and that tells that the awareness of GI products, even in lifetime marketeers like me, is extremely low. And I could not help but resonate with the opening address, which was saying that we have to do a lot of marketing, both internally and externally, to spread the awareness. We today do not have any product at the front end which is GI tagged. We do a lot of work from source traceability, as was being talked about, and we are working one of our major brands variants to get the GI tag certification. Already for 700 farmers we have applied for to get them certified to provide us. But we do a lot of work in sourcing products which are from a particular region where we have source traceability, and we actually are in the process through our various products to also let consumers do that traceability through a QR code on pack. So I'll give you an example. We have gourmet coffee which is available in our ITC store and in our ITC hotels, which is a fusion coffee, but it uses Baba Budangari coffee, but we pair it with let's say Penaman origin coffee, and we do it. So the final product perhaps in the current rules cannot be GI tagged because it is multi-origin, but we source. Similarly, one of our big brands under Ashirwad, we have Select Sharbati, and that is where in the process. So while we have till farm level traceability already, and in huge volumes, right? So it's almost 30,000 tons of wheat till farm level from those 4 districts we source, and those are the farmers through our FPOs we are trying to get enrolled and certified on that. So we do that. I do think there is opportunity at small scale, but there are big commodities. We talked about Darjeeling tea, we talked about certain varieties of rice, we talked about wheat, where you can actually build a premium end. It will not be mass. Obviously, these are one of the intention is to get higher prices, and they do have higher cost of production as well to the farmers in effect, because yields are low, methods are a bit different. So that is the work we are doing. Parallelly, we are working with these farmers over the last 3-5 years to see how we can actually improve the yield of these crops. What are the best agricultural practices there? And we are also through the FPO facilitating these certifications. That is a cumbersome process, but that's the work ITC is doing.
Okay, great. Nitin, iTokri, as the marketplace for crafts, you work with several thousands of artisans which work with, again, have GI tag products. So, actually, I'm going to not ask you about how you work with it because, a lot of it has already been said. But what I would want you to elaborate now in the interest of time is, you have now GI tag arts and crafts on your platform. Vis-a-vis, there are ones which don't have. So how has the performance, or do you think the performance of GI tag products is better, the awareness is better, or for the normal Indian audience today or even internationally, they just view it as a handicraft and a handloom portal?
See, thank you so much for having me here. No, I think you're right that it generates a kind of a value, more value to the product, but I don't feel still it is there where consumer is able to find the difference between this and that. I think that is coming from where, because it's अभी वो उतना अडेप्ट नहीं हुआ है, मतलब उतना जो प्रोड्यूसर है या कंज्यूमर है वो उस माइंडसेट में वो अवेयरनेस अभी इतनी नहीं है कि ये क्या वैल्यू लेकर के आ रहा है ये टैग. So that's what I think is the thing which should be worked upon. What Amitabh ji also told, कि ये एक ब्रांड इशू है कि कैसे हम इस पूरे सेटअप को, ये जीआई के पूरी बात को कैसे एक कंज्यूमर के माइंड में एज अ ब्रांड उसको एस्टेब्लिश करें कि ये क्या वैल्यू, जब ये टैग लग जाएगा, ये टैग है इस प्रोडक्ट में, तो क्या वैल्यू ये एडिशनली लेके आ रहा है.
So, okay, so then what should be done? Matlab, if for example, it is obviously, I mean, it would require a certain process to get a GI tag, right?
Yes,
For
yes,
artisans or
yes.
these master artisans.
Yes.
So, what should be then done to, like, one is the whole branding aspect of it. So, what more should be done to
इसमें
create?
मैं इन माय ओपिनियन 2-3 एरियाज हैं जहां पे बहुत स्ट्रांगली काम करने की जरूरत है. सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट एरिया है कि ये ज्यादा से ज्यादा जो जीआई प्रोड्यूसर ग्रुप्स हैं जहां पर ये प्रोडक्शन हो रहा है जीआई प्रोडक्ट्स का, वो रजिस्ट्रेशन लें. जो सेलर्स हैं जीआई टैग, जो सेल कर रहे हैं जीआई टैग प्रोडक्ट, वो जीआई टैग में रजिस्टर हों और अपने प्रोडक्ट, वो जीआई टैग प्रोडक्ट को सेल करें. अभी यहीं पे बहुत काफी सारा आई थिंक गैप है इसमें, क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग जो मिड लेवल छोटे आर्टिजन है, मिड लेवल आर्टिजन है, वो खुद ही, उनको नहीं लग रहा है कि ये अभी मैं रजिस्टर करा लूंगा तो मुझे क्या डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट इसमें से अभी मिल जाएगा.
Okay, so the producers themselves are not aware of the brand.
Like we do a lot of products. Like Ambuj also said that he is also doing a lot of products, but he knows that, and a lot of producers are not interested कि हम ये करा ले रजिस्टर्ड, हमको इसमें से क्या अभी ऐसा डायरेक्ट बेनिफिट मिल जाएगा. So there needs a lot of awareness.
Okay.
And from the consumer point of view also, this is the producer, and from the consumer point of view also, similar kind of awareness drives, campaigns, brand building from the policy makers perspective, from how you hold things together, how you make it such a thing that it becomes an India thing.
Okay, right.
क्योंकि ये गोल्ड है, ये गोल्ड माइन है जो हमारे पास है, और बाकी दुनिया के सारे देश इसको चेस कर रहे हैं बिकॉज दे हैव लॉस्ट इट.
Correct.
We still have it.
Yeah.
And the process of deterioration has slowed down in last 4-5 years.
You think so?
I think so, because there's a lot more awareness, especially after COVID, to find the sustainability narrative products with that kind of a narrative product, with have that inheritance in their production cycles, who encourage sustainable practices. So people, the consumer is little more conscious of what kind of product they are
Sustainable
investing
products,
into.
ethically
Yes.
products.
So there is a lot of consciousness from the consumer mindset.
also, okay.
But how to bridge
That gap.
this gap, and how to figure out कि ये है वो प्रोडक्ट जो आप ढूंढ रहे हो, और कैसे ये एक जेन्युइन प्रोडक्ट है, कैसे वो ये जीआई टैगिंग सिस्टम इसको एक इनहांस्ड वैल्यू लेकर के आ रहा है, ओरिजिनल और फेक को कैसे डिफरेंशिएट कर रहा है. ये एक लार्जर आई थिंक एक कन्वर्सेशन है जो सब तरफ से आनी चाहिए, तब ये हम इसका एक्चुअल
Correct.
फायदा ले
Great.
पाएंगे.
Hold that thought, Nitin. I'm gonna also Akash, you have this brand called Adim, and you also have a cafe in Dantewada. So tell me, like, for a FPO that has these amazing products, how easy or difficult it is for you, for a brand like yours, sitting in Chhattisgarh with the producers, to reach the market, which is primarily an urban market, right? So, and reach out to them, sell your products directly. Please share your insights.
It is definitely challenging. I mean, while we have been able to really create identity for many of the varieties and products that the farmers used to grow, people would not know about them before. But now even markets as far as Pune, Mumbai, or even Rajasthan or Delhi, people have started recognizing these unique varieties and demanding, these products. So this is something we've been able to do, but it poses unique challenges because FPOs or groups working with the farmers and artisans are based essentially into remote areas, and for them to reach out to urban consumers which are far away, communicate with them, because a lot of it is about communication, building an identity of the produce. There is a storytelling involved. You need to have a direct connect with the consumers, and that poses unique challenges for entities like us. And that is why I think there has to be 2-3 things done, right? So one is, when we consider end beneficiaries of this entire campaign as consumer producers or artisans, there has to be institutional setup, robust institutional setup built up on top of them, which I believe FPOs or cooperatives are the unique entities to be able to do something like that, right? So we need to invest on them to be able to do GI,
Who do you think should invest?
I think it is about the ecosystem. I wouldn't just say the government only. One has to consider from the ecosystem point of view.
Okay, like
Government
a
is part
ITC
of
and a
it,
Taneira is already
corporates
working
are part
with-
of it, individual consumers are part of it, right? So that is one aspect. Second aspect is who is going to work with FPOs, right? So Amitabh Kanji talked about NID students going about and investing their time on designing brand packaging, right? We need good quality human resource to work, go to the heartlands of India and work with entities like these. And third is, I wanted to specifically speak about corporates, startups, unique initiatives which are in the nearer to the consumers in value chain, being more experimental and trying to figure out niche markets for products like this and investing money there.
I
So
can
think,
share.
yeah.
So after speaking to you yesterday, I tried to do a bit of Google search for Gurma rice. All I found was some journal papers on ResearchGate. I did not find it anywhere. So if I want to buy it in Delhi, like through online platforms or whatever, I only got journal papers.
Yeah.
So moving on. So Ambuj, like as you work with weavers, can you talk a bit more about your initiatives? Because, like for a business, the market is key. So how are you now ensuring that, like the market expands and also the new generation, the Gen Z, the Gen X or the baby boomers, they all are attracted to crafts and, are still, they buy those products?
Yeah. So how we differentiate is from other brands and is that Taneira is very design differentiated. So as I was talking about earlier, we have some of the best designers from who have graduated from NIFT and NID, and they are designing the saris, and they're working very closely with the weavers and co-creating these designs, which are very appealing to the younger generation of today. So and we stand for women who are rooted yet progressive, and that's what the brand also stands for. So in order to appeal to the younger generation, we are going. We have to be where they are. So they are mostly on social media, and that's where we are. So they're also buying online. So we also have our brand website. And they are listening not to their mothers and the elders in the family, but they're listening to the influencers. So we are also engaging with the relevant influencers, and they are driving that desire to own a Taneira sari or a Taneira product. So, and also with respect to product, we've done a lot of innovation, and draping a sari is still quite a thing for the younger women, and how we are introducing the sari to them is that we have a ready-to-drape sari or just a minute sari where you can just drape it within a minute. So that's just to introduce saris to the younger women, and once they find it appealing, I'm sure they do, and then they get hooked on to wearing saris, if not for every day, but at least for the important occasions in their lives, and also for important occasions at their workplace. So we have a very good range of everyday saris as well as workwear saris, and we are encouraging a lot of younger women who have entered workforce. They have started working to start wearing saris. So we are engaging workshops with a lot of companies and trying to make it easy for them to wear a sari. So we are trying to be all this and more. And one of the other things is, as Nitin also said, the consumers are becoming very aware, and they're very informed these days, and they're looking for products that are authentic and they're ethically sourced and they're sustainable and good for the environment.
Yeah.
And there's a bit of storytelling there, and that's also what we are trying to inform our customers that we are all that. We are sustainable. We stand for sustainability of the environment because we deal only with pure and natural fibers. We stand for sustainability of the craft because we are sourcing the products and the craft directly from the origin, where the weavers and artisans are, handcrafting them. And we are also sustainable. We stand for sustainability of the livelihoods of the weavers and artisans. So we are a very sustainable brand. So that's also something that we are trying to communicate to the people. And now with GI tag, once we have GI tag, that will add another layer of trust for our consumers.
Correct. Great.
Thank you.
Anuj, so in the interest of time, very quickly, usually you spoke about source and traceability, and ITC has done some very interesting work around it, and Mr. Kant also, mentioned this topic. So can you talk about the whole traceability issue, and what are you doing around it? And how does it also help create the brand value?
Yeah. So, first of all, I think you need a grassroots organization to ensure that you have traceability. I think a lot of initiatives, at least in agriculture products with FPO, that is helping. But it's a bit cumbersome because you have to do farmer level registration on this. I think if government enables FPO to register for GI rather than individual farmers, it will ease up. So that's the work. And then at front end, brands have to provide that traceability. Now there's a lot of technology where consumers can see how to do traceability. Okay. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Anuj. So Nitin, last question. I see the time's up. So, you mentioned about getting a GI tag is not enough, right? So what are the 2 or 3 things that should be done to improve the GI ecosystem? So this is the last question, which I'm just going to now ask every one of you.
I'll just break it down to 2-3 things.
Yeah.
One is that, see, there's a lot of investment money coming from private players like Taneira, we also as a business are investing, and their ITs is also, you see a lot of private money coming, a lot of government money coming, a lot of CSR funds coming into the system to get this hands on the craft production. So, but this money is getting invested mostly into 2 directions. One is the production, where you invest directly into the producer. Second is getting invested into building entrepreneurs and marketing initiatives. But there is no money getting invested into building a consumer.
Okay.
Which I think is one of the biggest key areas, because then what is happening is everyone is selling into the same market. Because there's very limited consumer set which is buying, which is learned, which is getting circulated within the same ecosystem. Those products and those entrepreneurs are selling to the same people. So where are the new people? People with money. Unless we have the new consumer trained, invested and trained, this whole ecosystem is not going to go bigger.
So creating new demand.
Yes, and that's where the GI system, GI tagging comes up as a brand proposition, where you build a handmade and artisanal product brand on a global level, saying that this is the specification, this is the unique proposition of this particular product.
Correct.
And you build upon it. So that gets the new consumer into the foyer. And then the other initiatives where the production and the market build-up, creating entrepreneurs, all of this is going to actually be sustainable.
Actually, if demand is there, everything gets
Yep.
started eventually,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So Anuj.
I'll just add, see, we don't have to reinvent this wheel, right? Last 2 years, there was Mission Millets done by Government of India.
Mission
Everybody here knows, right? So we need to actually, along with the government, create a platform, right? Now GI, there is a real meaning of GI, but can it be greatness of India, right? And can you create a platform like that and market it? And that then fuels the consumer demand, the ecosystem.
The way millet have grown up, I mean, it's...
So I'm saying government has done it along with industry, small players, everybody participated in it. We need an initiative like that. And I think this will get a lot more fuel already, and
Yeah.
then we, go to stage 2 after that.
Yeah, that's a fantastic example because now a lot of times you see millets are out of stock on e-commerce platforms. So because the demand has increased so much. So Ambuj, over to
Quickly,
you.
one is certainly a great marketing initiative like Incredible India is required for driving GI, adoption of GI. Also, making the customers aware why they should buy GI products. And also, enforcement is very critical. And finally, packaging, which Amitabh talked about so much. So I think these are the things that is really required. And all the brands should also, pitch in and do their part in driving GI. Is also, I believe, the responsibility on the brands to do that. Thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah.
Because we are talking about market linkage and consumers, I'll talk about the producers and other end of the production. I think one thing that needs to be ensured, even though Amitabh spoke about the process being very robust and strict, I think we also need to ensure that the genuine producers are also not left out from the process, genuine reproducing regions as well. Whereas let's say if I talk about only Dantewada and the same thing is being grown in adjacent district, I need to ensure that the genuine regions are not left out.
Okay.
That is one thing. Second thing is maintaining quality. Especially in case of agricultural products, it is quite tricky because a lot of other external ecosystem factors play a role in impacting the quality of the produce. Right from the seed, right from the external environment, right from the government policies. So we need to also have a view of how do we ensure the quality parameters of GI certified products and also declare regions, heritage regions where the government policies are also little bit tailor-made and different. So that is something that needs to be ensured to encourage GI
So
production.
very interesting. So branding, marketing, creating new markets, and also working with ensuring the quality of GI products remains sacrosanct. So thanks a lot for this wonderful session.